All right. I was prepared for the occasion, just in case we won, but Thunder lose Game 7, obviously. Lose Game 6, obviously, and I mean the number one thing, like they lost the game, obviously. Game. Oh my bad, I have it playing on here. My bad. Prepared for the occasion, just in case we won, but all right, should be good now. Um, them losing Game 6 is one thing already. Obviously, you put yourself in situations, one game situation, anything can happen, but the offense, I'm concerned about Game 7. Like I could like you lose Game 6, it happens. Like you're on the road. I did not have that much confidence compared to other people that we were just gonna come in here and dominate on the road. Indiana's been great at home. Oklahoma City's been bad on the road. I'm not I'm not that shocked right now. I'm not shell shocked that they sold this opportunity. Like it was possible, right? I think we got ahead of ourselves, stuff like that. The issue is they literally could not create offense. They literally could not create offense for like 90% of that game. 90% of that game, they could not find a way to create offense. There was like what, um, ever since the 6 minute mark in the first quarter, you come off of a nice little spurt. J-Dub got going. There was never any consistent offense after that. They could not create one good look. They made what, it says 5 3 pointers, but like they made 2 or 3 before the end of the third quarter. So like you couldn't create any open threes. You couldn't get to the rim. Shea was, I don't know what the hell Shea was doing today. I mean, he was obviously affected by the ball pressure, but like we've he's obviously been playing against his team for 6 games now. He should be prepared for that. They should be prepared to counter against that. Um, 8 turnovers for Shea, and a lot of it just came from like he's second guessing. He's forcing the passes, and he's just trying to go for tight gaps, and obviously that worked for him at times. And I'm not that mad at Shea being aggressive, but he was stupidly aggressive at that point today, and it was just an awful game from him. But like it was the overall offense, right? It was the overall offense. I mean, the lack of ball movement, like Indiana just completely slowed the team down, and every single possession was like 5 6 dribbles, and 5 or 6 dribbles, and we're gonna like take a tough shot. Again, nothing came in the flow. Chet Holmgren was. We can talk about Chet for like a good 10 15 minutes later down, but he's gotta like stop having these type of games, man. He's gotta stop having games where he gets this low, where he has such a negative impact offensively. Um, yeah, did they even finish with 10 plus assists? They have 10 assists right now. Probably finish with like 11 or 12. Like, why does this team have to make everything look so hard? It's because they're so reliant on like 2 or 3 players to create everything for them offensively. Like when you're running everything for Shea and Jada, when you literally have no one else who can create anything with the ball in their hands, who's a comfortable scorer or shooter. There's gonna be so many games where it just looks so ugly offensively, and we saw it today. Like literally 20 25 minutes of game time where they didn't even get one good shot. Where it felt like they didn't do anything good offensively. Where it felt like every single offensive possession, Indiana was getting the better end of them defensively. Like Chet's process offensively is really weird at times. I tweeted it out of frustration mainly. He needs to check his ego at times offensively because there's a time where Miles Turner will strip the ball from him or block him to play before. Then he'll just try to go at him the very next play and then shoot some stupid shot. Like I understand he's a young player, but there's got to be time. He's got to simplify his role offensively. He cannot do anything off the dribble. He'll have 1 or 2 cool plays, and yes, you can do it a few times. It's not a consistent source of offense, man. We're deep in the playoffs. We're literally in a closeout NBA Finals game. If you cannot consistently do something, don't be trying it right now. Like when Chet shot that face-up mid-range shot, I'm like, what the hell are you doing, bro? When did Chet ever shoot a face-up mid-range shot all season? When has he ever done that in his career? That's what I'm thinking in my head. If you have not done it already throughout the season, why are you trying it now? Why are you trying to do it right now? And that's my main thing with Chet. Like if you're not consistent as a ball handler. You're not consistent as a jump shooter. In terms of like the mid range, why are you trying to force it right now? If Chet has a bad game from free, it's whatever because like he's used to. I mean, he shoots a lot of 3 point shots. That's a lot of his game. But when he has bad games where he's putting the ball on the floor, where he's just trying to attack when there's no advantage, that's when I get pissed off. That's when I get mad. J-Dub had the lowest plus minus in finals history. Yeah, he wasn't good today either. I don't think I would really put bunch blame on him. I wouldn't look too much into that. But yeah, I mean, minus 40. Damn, I didn't even. I thought it was like minus 30 something. Minus 40 is crazy. But yeah, like sh- crazy adjustment by Indiana. Like now they're waiting to pick up the ball way later. Instead of like letting J-Dub and Shea get downhill earlier in the possession, they're basically forcing J-Dub and Shea to shoot pull up threes. I don't know if you saw it. Every time off screens, they're like J-Dub or Shea beat us with the pull up three, and if you can't, you're just gonna have to be playing through like a clogged paint. You're not gonna get a lot of mid range shots up. They doubled Shea every single time he caught the ball in the post. So like the few times Shea got like a good advantage on McConnell or like Nemhard in the post, who's a smaller guy, they immediately doubled. The entire defense is scrambling. So like, what do you think about us opening up at eight minus 8.5 Sunday? I mean, Vegas has loved the Thunder all year. They've loved them more than the Thunder fans themselves. I think that's just too crazy at this point. Indiana's clearly an equal team. I would say the Thunder are slight favorites because they're at home and they've been great at home all year. But all we can look forward to is Game 7. But you know what the most annoying part of this game was probably? Like when they came out of halftime, I didn't have much hope. I kind of was like, all right, Mark is not going to make any adjustment. He's not going to show anything to Indiana. He's not going to um, let them, see their adjustment for Game 7, anything, etc., right? When they got 4 or 5 stops in a row and they couldn't do anything out of that offensively, that's when I was like, I became really concerned about Game 7 because like it's gonna take a huge turnaround now. It's gonna take like a Game 3 Minnesota to Game 4 Minnesota type of offensive turnaround, and it's possible, right? It's possible, but it's also rare. I know the Thunder have done it before, but you can't just. That doesn't always happen, especially deep in a playoff series. Like usually deeper in the playoff series, like both teams don't understand each other well. There's not much adjustments to make, so I don't really understand how the Thunder allowed this type of offensive game to happen, where you completely fall flat. Like Indiana did not show too much that they haven't shown before. They played a very similar game plan that they did in Game 3 defensively, um, and they just look shocked, man. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They didn't even play. Indiana executed really well, 100%. They made a lot of good decisions. But the overall defensive scheme, this is something so dramatically different that you're gonna act like you haven't seen it before. You're gonna score like 17 and 18 points in back-to-back quarters with your starters playing. I mean, like, the assist totals are just insane. Like J-Dub one assist, Shea 2 assists. Those players have the ball for literally like 10 minutes of game time a game, and that's what you're getting from them. And this speaks to Shea and J-Dub's limitations as a playmaker. It also speaks to like the team's limitations. Like when they're forcing Shea to score in a crowd every single time, when they're forcing J-Dub to shoot a pull up free every time, there are some issues with this roster. That no matter what, win or lose Game 7, you're gonna have to change because as good as the Thunder were in the regular season, I think we've clearly seen from the games that have been tested in Denver and Indiana, they're probably not as historic as we probably thought, which is which again like isn't a bad thing. They can still win a fucking NBA championship tomorrow. I mean on Sunday. That's not a horrible thing, but like, that means you have a lot of room to improve. You still have a lot of room to improve, no matter this offseason. Like, I think I talked about it. After the Denver series, the Thunder never get blown out in the playoffs. Up to that point in the Denver series, when we finish off the Denver series, the Thunder have never got blown out in a playoff setting. No matter what, they keep the game close. They give themselves a chance. Um, and then Game 3 Minnesota, they get blown out. Game 6 right here, they get blown out. So now twice in the last 2 series. Um, so that trend's out the window. That trend's out the window. We hesitate so too many open shots. It's like the players get the ball and they always take a second to think. Yeah, there's such a drastic difference between how Indiana's role players and how Oklahoma City's role players attack. Like Indiana, they're making a decision in point 0.5 seconds. Immediately, um, we're gonna drill past shoot, and a lot of times they're gonna shoot it really quickly, right? Off a short closeout, and they're gonna make it on a pretty good rate. I think they shot. They didn't even shoot that well from today. It might be skewed by the fourth quarter. The Thunder outscoring them right now, but they shot a lot of 3 point shots today, and I think they're shooting at like 38, 39% before the fourth quarter. So like they're making quick decisions and they're capitalizing off that. They went on that huge run in the first quarter, just literally off shooting threes really quickly. And we should have got blown out of game in Memphis. Yeah, you can say that too. Chet is having a terrible series. It sucks because I think as bad as he's been offensively, he's done his job defensively. I think he's had a great defensive series. Today I don't think he was that special, but I mean, just simplify your role offensively, man. I'm not trying to say check kill your confidence. That there's like limits, but like it's not your game to put the ball on the floor every single time. It's not your game to try to score a turn on the rim, trying to physically finish through contact. That's not your game. So like stay away from it. You know, we maybe next offseason that's something you can do next year, man. Like we're trying to win an NBA championship. We can't be testing stuff out or trying new things out at this point of the season. Don't know why we're not hunting McConnell. I don't think the Thunder just don't like they've tried hunting out McCollum, right? So there'll be a few times where Shea gets a switch on McConnell, and I mean they just double immediately, and the Thunder can't capitalize off of that. You know, it's hard to switch on it if they don't respect the rest of your team offensively. You know, like if they're gonna double Shea immediately the second he gets the ball, like how is he supposed to switch like hunt McCollum out? You know, they're trying to do it, but it's not really effective. Has Chet made a single turnaround in the series? Has Chet made a single turnaround like in the last few months outside that one game in Minnesota? Like he made that one turnaround against Minnesota. I don't remember anything else. Halliburton wasn't injured. Yeah, I was. I mean, he's probably like a little bit hurt, but like calf injuries are weird. Like they don't like from what I've seen. Like it's pretty easy to play in the short term. It's really like a long term thing. So like Halliburton should be fine for this game again, this game and next game. You know, you can get shot up pretty quickly. Aaron Gordon looked great off a calf injury in Game 7 too. It's mainly like a long term concern. So like he was gonna play no matter what. I wasn't. There was no doubt in my mind. Last game the playmaking looked so good and vanished. I mean, yeah, Indiana adjusted. Like again, like I said earlier, like instead of pressing the Thunder up down the floor, they're pressing them like once they get inside the paint. Like they're getting ready for the bump. They're just daring them. They're just daring Shane Jado to make threes and I mean, we'll see if they can do that. I remember in Game 4. Game 4, you guys remember Game 4 versus Minnesota? Shea and J-Dub shot so many free pointers. I think J-Dub made his career high on free pointers, 6 free pointers the very next game. So that's gonna be the main thing for both of them to like really get going to really like blow this game open as a playmaker. Usman Jang's cooking right now. Actually, we got Usman Jang NBA Finals. AJ, man, I did not want to see Uz and Thomas Bryant going back to back for free. Chet shooting 24 of 68 this series. I think that's like 37%. Like, it's awful stuff, man. Yeah, the Mark timeout. I think Mark has been pretty good this series for the most part, calling timeouts and, like just dictating the game flow. But he was awful today. Like, he was awful. There was like multiple. I think Pacers went out up by like 10 points early in that first quarter, and he refused to call a timeout until it was like 12 or 13. I just didn't understand what he was trying to do there. It is kind of crazy. Just like just stepping back for a second, thinking about Game 7, like Game 7 NBA Finals with your team in it. Like there's literally no more higher stress moment in sports, and not a Thunder going to be in it. I mean, you obviously always. I don't know about y'all, but like I always dream about like my team winning like a Game 7, like a historic classic, like Golden State, Cleveland type of stuff. But now that we're here, it's a lot more stressful. But James Johnson got a technical foul, by the way. I don't know how that happened. Also, yeah, poker to go. I don't necessarily mean like the wrong player shooting the freeze, but like there's definitely a thing about like the Thunder, um, like, I think that third quarter they literally just completely lost control, lost tempo offensively. Like Dort just started chucking 3 pointers, and there was a small chance, like a small window, where the Thunder could creep back in the game. They cut it to 18, but Dort just kept on chucking bad 3 point shots. They were just playing like I guess they were playing with urgency, but like it was the wrong players taking 3 point shots. It was the wrong players trying to get the ball up. Jada was a minus 40 tonight. Was probably our second best player. Yeah, I mean he might even be our best. Like Shea turned the ball over so much today. I don't. He probably might have been the best. Like they were both equally mediocre or bad. Yeah, I don't know what Dort was trying to do in that third quarter. If Chet never got hurt, yeah, the Chet injury really messed a lot of stuff up, man. Not only would he be a lot better right now, not only would he be like helping the team a lot, but like now he's like so out of role, he's out of place almost feels like, and the offense is just bad consistently at this point in the playoffs. He's just a bad offensive player right now. Um, I literally like every time he shoots a jumper, I'm literally just I have like no faith it's gonna go in anymore. Um, which sucks because like he was such a good shooter as a rookie for most of that regular season. Now it kind of just feels like a miracle when he makes a jump shot. So yeah, he's completely lost his touch. Caruso was awful today. Yeah, Caruso's been back to back awful games. He was great in the finals, coming into game five, but and he helped them along the road. He's still been good overall in terms of the series. I'm not gonna overreact, but really two critically bad games by Caruso. Same with Kaysen. Kaysen's been so bad this series. He had a great game last game. But that was his first good game of the series. He was back to being a real detriment offensively today. Dorsey and Dub play way too much hero balls, too many sloppy no second passes. I agree with you. I agree with you, Poker to go, but they also don't have the player to capitalize off like good passes and stuff like that. The Thunder just don't have enough offensive talent right now, and I mean, still like this is not padded by like the fourth quarter, but like still Indiana wasn't that crazy offensively today. Like they're on pace to score 112, 113 points before that third quarter. Like that was a winnable game. It just came down to offense not doing enough. Like the defense has never been that bad to the point where it loses them the game. It got out of hand in that second quarter, but outside of that, they did their job for the most part. Why can't we put similar ball pressure like Indiana in the backcourt, even though Holly is clearly um why can't we I just think like Mark doesn't want to put like so much pressure on his bigs getting back on defense and stuff like that. They want to play bigger. Like if you want to put ball pressure, you're gonna have to play small a lot. And I don't even know if Chet at the five lineups can handle a lot of ball pressure. I think that's the main thing. We're gonna win Game 7, but the TJ McCollum thing is just kind of weird at this point. I wonder if Mark like what Mark does with that. Like end of the day, TJ McCollum's a good what he was killing them in 1-on-1, right? Obviously, 1-on-1 situations today, but like he's not good enough to like the point where you start helping on defense so much you start double teaming and stuff like that, like Halliburton for example. So I don't know how does Mark like handle that? Do they just keep the same coverages and just hold McConnell can like get out of this like little run he's on, or you know Pacers finally won a game. Yeah, exactly. I was about to say like Pacers really just didn't win this game on offense. Like it was good. They definitely it definitely helped them control the game, but like they didn't win this game offensively. It was literally just like the Thunder not being able to score, and that's what the scary part is. I'd have a lot more faith in the Thunder's defense being able to adjust if Indiana's offense was the one to go off, or Indiana shot 40% from free today. It's much more harder for me to feel confident right now when this is coming off a game where um like Oklahoma City could not create one open look. This only happened like a few times, all playoffs, all season. Also, just Aaron Wiggins cannot be guarding TJ McConnell at any point. Like TJ is gonna get stuff 1-on-1 no matter what, just because of the type of player he is. He's a very weird. I don't know how to explain it, but like the defender in front of him barely even matters. Like Aaron Wiggins is complete food. Like he just bites on every single like subtle jab and stuff like that. Like please get Wiggins off of TJ McCall no matter what. I don't know if you want to put one of your defensive stoppers. I don't know if you want to put um a guy like Joe even, but like just take Wiggins off of McCall, man. I'm surprised at how bad we're bad. Yeah, the board stuff is bad too, man. The four offensive rebounds today. Four offensive rebounds today. I think that's probably a season low for Oklahoma City. Like I was about to say for the playoffs, but it could be for regular season too. Like if you're playing double big lineups to begin the game, and like for big stretches all game, and you're not gonna get capitalized off the board, you automatically lost the game. Like the offensive spacing is so clunky. I don't know how Joe was, but is this a game? Is this game 7 a game where you just have to throw him in to like just finally get the offense going? I don't really know. Maybe this is a game where you really put Joe in. In game 7, you see it online. You might have to put Joe in right now. Man, Colin, don't say that, bro. Colin, we came here too far. We can't say that. But yeah, the lack of bench production, the really, I mean, I don't know if anyone had a good game outside of Shane Jada, but I want to say bench production. But what's my confidence for Game 7? Um, 60% too, probably. I don't feel that confident. I'm not gonna lie. Like I think I'm at a four. I'm at a four, and then you add up we're at home. I go like 60 to 70%. But I think the way we lost is what's frustrating me the most right now. Not the fact that we lost. I 100% accepted that Indiana's super good at home. We've been bad at the road. I accepted that fact. I'm just frustrated how bad they looked, man. How bad they looked consistently. Torrey. I don't. That's the thing though. I don't know. I don't think it's better defense is gonna change this. I don't like. Like India's offensive floor. They're not gonna score below 100 points. Damn near no matter what in almost any game. Like the defense won away points, and then now that's like again changed by the fourth quarter. But like they were on pace for what 112, 113, whatever that is. That is enough. Like you did enough. You did enough defensively to win that game. The I'm not to win that game. At least stay in the game. Like you need to be better than that to win a game, but like at least like stay within the game. The fact that you got blown out in a game where Indiana doesn't play well offensively, like all the focus is gonna be on offense the next 3 days until Sunday. I don't know how I'm gonna. I don't know how I'm gonna. What do you call cope with this for the next 3 days? I don't know. It's gonna be a tough. It's gonna be a tough next 3 days trying to think about Game 7 after seeing this, but yeah, I thought the refs established pretty early on that we're playing a soft game. That was pretty bad. I think it got Jordan Crusoe off of ball pressure early on, but yeah, I'm not gonna blame the refs after that. We didn't get any steals. Hold up, no one outside of Wiggins and Wall. That's insane. Yeah, yeah, literally, no, basically no defensive playmaking today. That's the main thing, right? And I do agree actually, Tori. Like you're talking about defense. I guess that's fair. Like the Thunder aren't gonna win a game where they don't force turnovers. They're not gonna win a game where where they can't get outrunning. They just never got outrunning today. I think that's what also helped uh like slow down the offense all game. Queso starting Game 7, please no. Respectfully no. I I think the wild card right here would be like starting Wiggins or Joe in Game 7. I think that would be the ultimate wild card. Just try to go all in off, like not all in offensively, but like go smaller and get the offensive juice. Maybe you start Caruso, but I don't think you can start double big. Double big was bad. It was slow. Uh, it was not a terrible experiment. I'm not blaming Mark for trying it, but yeah, I don't think it gives you enough. Like Hardenstein and Chev not connected at all. The series they had the one play, the alley oop that you just talked about missing that dunk, but literally outside of that, they started the game alright, G man. But I think they put the double big lineup back in the second quarter and third quarter at one point, and they completely got destroyed in those minutes. But yeah, again, double big is not the big issue here. Like I don't think double big is gonna make or break the series, but Lino, yeah, yeah, that's what the concern is. Not it's the concern. The concern. Oh my God, sorry. The concern is not losing the game. The concern is how easy it looked for Indiana. It's just how dumb the Thunder looked offensively, right? Like any game where you again they had 7 assists before the fourth quarter, so 7 assists in 3 quarters. Any game where that happens, like it's gonna be hard for me to feel confident right now. Yeah, RJ, you wanna let's have a discussion right here. I think one of the main issues for the Thunder team is that we don't have a consistent fifth starter that is comfortable in every matchup, and I'll explain what I'm talking about. Right? I actually have to respond to someone real quick, but when you look at Aaron Gordon, right? I mean the Denver Nuggets with Aaron Gordon, they have a consistent five starter lineup. Like yes, their team overall isn't deep, but they have a consistent top five that they always go to no matter how the game goes. Same with Indiana. Same with some other teams. The Thunder don't have a consistent fifth starter that they're always comfortable with, and I think this is where like the dynamic comes in. They don't have a 5 man lineup that's played a lot of minutes together all year. Like the only lineup that played a lot was the one where, um, Hardenstein was starting and Kaysen was starting and Chet was on the bench to begin the year. Every other lineup just barely hasn't played much, and I think the lack of having like one truly elite lineup is really killing them in the series. They don't really know what lineup they should go to down the stretch, what lineup they need to go to when they're down to begin games. I think that's one factor that going forward, like you need like a core five that fits really well together. Dor, Shea, J-Dub, Chet. They're gonna be four starters no matter what next year and the season, right? No matter what. They need a fifth guy. They need like a fifth guy that fits them really well and what identity they want to lean into. Like having the optionality with Caruso, Case, and Hartenstein, Joe, Wiggins, etc. is cool, but you also just want some consistency there. Um you want something that you can trust in every situation. What changed from game 5 to game 6 offensively? Um, Felt bad for those OKC fans supporting them in Indiana. Yeah, I was literally like probably like a few minutes away from going to Indiana. Um, Today I was actually like I was 80-90% sure I was gonna go to Indiana yesterday morning. Some complications came, so I didn't go. But I'm very thankful now, obviously. But yeah, that obviously sucks. What changed from game 5 to game 6? So I don't think it's what we changed offensively. I think it's what Indiana changed defensively. Indiana stopped pressuring so highly. Like instead of pressuring like J-Dub and Shea down the court, they're pressuring Shea and J-Dub like once they get at the 3 point line. Like so Shea and J-Dub are allowed to get the pull up free, but they're basically saying you beat us with the 3 pointer, you can't beat us with anything else. If they're Shea and J-Dub. So they're pressuring us later. They're basically forcing us to dribble the ball out more. That's basically what it is. They're not letting you get by early in transition. They're not letting you play fast. They're naturally slowing the game down by bringing the ball up with little pressure. You're gonna slow the game down naturally. So again, it's what Indiana changed, not us. Yeah, they know our half court offense can't do much. That's the main thing. Yeah, they literally don't know if they don't know our half court offense um can do anything right now. Fifth starter has to be a knockdown shooter. Yeah, they need a knockdown shooter, or like a bigger wing or something like that. Like or another ball handler. Oh, like truly, like give me a big wing who has like offensive scoring, right? Like maybe like a like someone not PJ Washington himself, like someone one of his like role or like play style. Give me a true ball handler. Like you give me like a true point guard, like a true dynamic ball handler, like a Kobe White, Sexton, every time, someone like that. Maybe not starting, but like someone you can play in this team, or you get like a knockdown shooter like a Cam Johnson. Like you just need one of those roles. Like I think what Caruso does, what Hartenstein does, can become redundant in this team. All right, let's see what these questions are saying. Well, I forgot to tweet this one, but I can't type right now. There was no way. Yeah, mainly like the main thing that's keeping me composed right now is how good they're at home consistently all playoffs. But again, these type of games are tough to respond from. Like it's only happened in the Thunder once, right? Like when it got blown out and then they responded next game. It was game 4 versus Minnesota. But again, game 4 versus Minnesota was a 50-50 game. Like they adjusted, but still Minnesota was running that game. And you didn't control. I don't think they controlled that game that much until the fourth quarter. So, like historically, teams that blow outs are not that great the next game. It has as a I would say winning a game doesn't have much impact on the next game, but blowing out a team in the game before definitely has an impact historically. So that's really where the main concern comes from. I'm confident they respond. There's a big chance we do get like a game 7 versus Denver where like Mark does make like one crazy adjustment again, like putting Cruz on Jokic. I don't know what the adjustment would be here. Maybe putting Cruz on Siakam. We've talked about it like all series, but they haven't done it. So maybe they put Cruz on Siakam. Try playing faster. Try just going all in on defensive playmaking. You know, shrinking the floor. Maybe that's the adjustment they go to. But yeah, I don't really have anything in my mind that would like just completely blow out this game. Again, this series has been really close for the most part. Outside of game 2 and game 6, every single game has been controlled uh, by the fourth quarter. So I think the same thing. I think it's gonna be the same thing right in game 7. I think both teams are probably like out of most adjustments. I think OKC will adjust to the ball pressure, probably probably set their screens a little lower, stuff like that. Probably have Shea operate more off the ball, stuff like that. Like right, they're gonna make adjustments. Mark is not dumb. Mark is not dumb. Let's get that out of the way, right? Mark is not dumb. He will have adjustments, but I find it hard to believe that they'll find a way to run away with the game. That's my main thing right now. So no matter what, going to game 7, it's gonna be a lot of pressure in that fourth quarter. A lot of pressure on, um, Shea and Jalen to make good decisions, be better playmakers in that game. You can't have stretches like this. The home 3 point shooting has got to come along, but Chet 4 points, absolute ass. Yeah, it is kind of funny they didn't lose to Chet Minutes by that much, but it was visibly just awful today. Just just a lot of like bad shots, a lot of shots that just had no chance of going in. Um, a lot of selfish takes. Yeah, Poker to go. They got outplayed in Game 6 by Denver. I don't think it was. Like again, you can use that one, but again, I think it's like a one-off scenario. I also don't think it was like as drastic as this one. Like I think that game was. Sorry, I think that game was pretty equal. It just came down to some crazy shot making in the fourth quarter by Denver. Like that game was like tied for like 3 quarters almost. So I don't think it's the same thing. This game, Indiana blew you open for like a majority of it. I don't know why we can't go for mismatches. I feel like the screens are not working. Them are always six to Shea. Yeah. So again, talking about the Pacers like not respecting anyone outside of Shea again. Every time they set a pick, Nemhard will just chase Shea no matter what. If he dies on the screen, they'll just switch the player, and then Nemhard will be on him no matter what. So basically saying no matter what, you're not gonna get Nemhard off Shea. Either we're gonna switch or Nemhard's just gonna chase him the entire time. So like there's this one play where Shea comes up the screen. The screen was great by Harns by Kaysen, and Nemhard just chases Shea down to the paint. Kaysen gets a wide open free. They're not able to capitalize off of it. So like you're not gonna get Nemhard off of Shea until like the rest of the offense starts getting going. They're just not respecting anyone. It's gonna be very. That's why Shea turned the ball over so much today, because like all of his decisions were pretty predictable. Indiana sent the ball where they wanted to all night. We're overpassing again. It's kind of funny because like I feel like I don't think you're I don't think you're completely right, but like at the same time you have a point. Like either the ball stick for too long, or when they finally like got the ball moving, like they were just hesitating. Like unless it was a wide open shot, Chet wasn't taking it, Dort wasn't taking it, Jada passed a few times. Like the players just aren't comfortable shooting like off these short closeouts. And you see Indiana, the second Indiana gets the ball, just shooting the ball very quickly. They're not even hesitating. Like you saw Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin gets the ball, no hesitation. He's putting it up. Then you see the Thunder, like they're gonna dribble, dribble, dribble. Just reset the offense a bunch of times. Shea needs to hit the screener. Yeah, Shea needs to improve a lot as a pick and roll player. But again, it's a whole team thing right now. It's a whole team issue right now. Man, yeah, they're right. This is what you win 68 games for. It's kind of funny. Like when the Thunder were fighting for home court finals and manager of Cleveland, I never really like cared much about it because I didn't think it was gonna come. Obviously, like no matter what, they would have had home court against Indiana. But like the Game 7 of NBA Finals home court advantage is actually coming into play. I mean, first time since what 2016, first time in 9 years. I think second time in 2013 Heat Spurs or something like that. So never mind. We need more pin downs for Chet to get him going. I don't really agree, man. Like I don't really agree because we're too late into the season. Chet's not a good enough mid range player to really like set design plays for him. He's just gotta play his role. He's just gotta like I understand what you're trying to say. You want to get Chet going, but I think the best way to get him going is for him to hit those pick and pop 3 pointers early in the possession. I don't want to get out of my game plan just to get Chet going offensively as a creator, or like in the mid range where he's not even operating much, anyways. I understand what you're saying, but we're too deep into the season for that. Need a legacy game from Shea. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that Game 7, that's one of the biggest games in NBA history. Um, no matter what that game's gonna be, the game's gonna be put in history. Blowout, loss, win, whatever. It's gonna be something that sticks to almost every guy on the roster, every guy in the organization's career forever. So they've got to have that urgency. Is the pressure getting to Chet? Is it the pressure getting to Chet, or is it really not the same after injury? I think it's the same, not the same after injury. He's already not naturally like an explosive athlete. I never thought Chet was an explosive athlete in the first place, but I do think like after injury, he's like, and after rehab and stuff, like he's definitely lost a bit of muscle, he's lost a bit of a step, and that's why I really already like chalked up Chet being anything great offensively this season. I was like anything that Chet does offensively is going to come down in the next few years. Like whatever development he had was um was completely short-lined by um what happened in November. So yeah, it really just came down to him being a good 3-point shooter for the rest of this run, and him being able to be a good defensive player. He's being a good defensive player still. He's still being valuable to the team, but yeah, if he can't hit the 3-point shot, it becomes so rough for him offensively because he doesn't give you much screening. He doesn't give you much on offensive rebounds. Um, he doesn't give you much off mismatches. Like he just doesn't give you much, right? And then we don't have the passers to capitalize him as a lob threat. Overall, and it's like very easy to sniff out. Like it's just a he's pretty much a soft player down low right now. Like he every single 50-50 ball Chet gets, he loses it. So like yeah, it's kind of useless offensively right now, which just sucks. But he still can bring value. He can still bring value. You just need to make quicker decisions. Yeah, don't dribble the ball. Just quick decisions every single time. Miss or make. You just gotta make quick decisions. I'm surprised how we win game fours without freeze. Then we can now recreate that this game six. I think game four like Shea was just much Shea was just much better. Shea was much better getting to the spots in the post and stuff like that, so they could kind of win with his heroics and his mid range stuff like that. This game, Shea wasn't adjusting really well to the pressure, so like they couldn't win inside the arc, and obviously the defense wasn't as good as game four. That's the main thing. But yeah, like, the Thunder can win without having a lot of 3-point shots on. It's a formula that they can win with. Like this game, they had opportunities to cut in, but like you have to be perfect to almost win without shooting a lot of threes, without shooting well. You have to be nearly perfect. We saw in game four, I mean game five, how much easier it is to win when the offense is looking open, when the offense is flowing really well. The 100% alley he missed me tripping. Yeah, that one was when I think I basically like mentally checked out the game. There was really no hope after that at all. Anyways, appreciate if you guys like the stream. I know it's a bad game, but like I still appreciate if y'all like it and stuff like that. Rebounding and defense were awful today, and offense was lackluster. It seems so undercooked. Yeah, Supreme God. I think Isaiah Joe getting more minutes is probably like the best way you can open up the offense at least a bit. Like Shea Joe screen action. Like find a way to make Indiana think defensively, right? Force them to like out their comfort zone because like they're playing Dort, they're playing Case, and they're playing Caruso the exact same. If you throw Joe in there, throw Joe and Wiggins in there offensively, you give them a different look. You get them out of their shell coverage. You get them playing a little differently because they're not going to be able to help off of Joe like that. They're not going to be able to stick on Shea on screens if Joe's the one screening the ball, right? So yeah, I would love throwing Joe in the mix, trying to see how we can shake the game up a bit. What the fuck that? Sorry, well, what I just watched? Yeah, yeah. I asked the same question, man. I don't really know. I'm still comprehending it. Those early shots in the shot clock killed us in the beginning. I didn't really like the shots we got. I'm trying to. Those early shots in the shot clock killed us in the beginning. I didn't really like the shots we got. There was a few times I was really never mad at the early shots. I think the door ones killed me. The door shots killed me. I was not really not mad at any other player specifically. But yeah, I remember the door early shots. I think, but for the most part, they were playing late in the shot clock. So I think the early shots were basically just like the dagger at the end of the game, like when they're just shooting with no rhythm, with like really just trying to get a shot up no matter what. It kind of just felt like they gave up on the game at that point. But Shane ended up need more 2-man action and worked so well in game five. Um, yeah, Shane J-Dub did a lot better. Did a lot better in game four and game five, like getting each other involved, getting like, switches and stuff. But it wasn't really possible. Like the Thunder weren't really forcing turnovers. They weren't really forcing misses. It was kind of tough to like really set up your offense to really like get a flow. Like everything was so slow. I don't really think there was a way to set their 2-man actions up. What happened to OKC in four? The series it was so easy. No one ever said that. At least I didn't say that. Vegas, nah. Um, it might be too late to experiment with Jordan, not gonna lie, because we couldn't have any mistakes. Yeah, Supreme God, I agree, but you have to change something up, right? You have to make some sort of big adjustment. And I don't think no matter what, I don't expect Joe to like really kill you out of a game. I don't think he's ever done that in his limited minutes. Like he's had bad minutes before. He sometimes gets in foul trouble, but like I think throwing him out for a few minutes early in the first quarter, like maybe in a smaller lineup, I don't think they'll kill you no matter what. I think you can live through that. So the Pacers were really beating us at own game. Yeah, I've never seen the Thunder turn the ball over that much ever. Um, they might have had more higher turnover games over the last few years, but it never felt as loud. Shake, I've never seen that was Shay's career high in turnovers. I've never seen him that flustered against like defenses helping against. So I've never seen defense like him second guessing so much on his shots, on his passes. Like there's like this one time where he shoots the ball and then he jump passes it to I want to say Kaysen inside, and it just made no sense to me. Like Kaysen had no advantage. There was no sort of thing you could have done. Um, like you just had a shot over the top. Like why are you overthinking? Like the turnovers felt so predictable. Exactly. Like everything about this game, it just felt like Indiana was dictating whatever they wanted to do, where the ball was going, how the Thunder were gonna attack. Like Indiana had dictated everything, like throughout the game. They did. Do you think OKC closed out on Sunday? Yeah, I think they do, but I would be lying if I said I'm ultra confident right now because there was just too many mistakes they made. There's too many things they messed up for me to be that confident right now. Do we have to make an adjustment or just play better? We should have known we were probably gonna lose. But Pacers losing three in a row was a stretch. And never not the best. I think we have to make an adjustment. Like I think I understand what you're trying to say, Sean. I think yeah, it says Sean. Like sometimes it just comes to executing better. Your game plan's not a mistake, but unless they're the worst execution game of all time, like it didn't really seem like they had any answer for what Indiana. So I think you have to make a big adjustment no matter what in your offensive game plan. And they've done it before. I'm confident in the Thunder responding. I'm confident in Mark responding after a bad offensive game because they've done it in the past. Um, Again, I keep bringing up Game 3, Game 4, Minnesota, but like that was one of the best game-to-game offensive adjustments we've ever seen in the playoffs. Going from Shea not even being able to dribble the ball up, from him and Jada being able to find their spots wherever down the floor. Um, so I'm confident in their ability to finally be able to like do that. And in terms of responding, but like there's no way you can run the same game plan or like just try to change rotations and expect a different result. It's gonna come down to like a really drastic adjustment to really blow this game open. SJ and the J Dub have always showed up when we needed them most. Yeah, I believe in this team. I believe in the players. I believe in Mark making the offensive adjustments, but again, like when you get blown out, the adjustments have to be pretty drastic. It's not like you just lost a close game and like one adjustment can help you pull away. You're gonna actually have to execute well, and you're gonna have to find that big thing to exploit from Indiana and their pressure right now. We had like four straight bad offensive games versus Denver though. Oh, RJ, what are you referencing to? What are you referencing to? I might have lost my train of thinking. What is your prediction for Sunday? Um, Close game. I expect a close game. Um, Thunder win by 6. Thunder win by 6. Shea Shea struggles. J Dub has it going. Shea struggles. J Dub has it going. That's my prediction. And we have a good shooting game. I think Dor and Cruz will finally have a good shooting game. It is honestly incredible how an NBA team this good, how an NBA team that's gone this deep in the playoffs has been so bad on shooting at the road during the road. Um, like for an entire playoff run, they've had one good shooting game. Which game 4? It was game 4 versus Minnesota. They've had one good shooting game on the road, and we're what? We played literally almost the most possible road games you possibly can play. Two versus Memphis, um, two versus Memphis, three versus Denver, two versus Minnesota, and now three versus Indiana. You play like what? That's 10 or something like that. 10 games. You've had one good shooting game in all 10 games. That is incredible. I cannot believe that this team has continuously struggled on the road this far offensively. I don't understand. They need like a documentary or something like that. Hopefully, a Netflix series finally gives us an explanation to why they're this bad on the road offensively. Because I have literally no idea. Like what happens to their preparation and stuff like that. My heart cannot handle a close game seven. Yeah, I don't know, ever man. I don't know, man. 10 of 12 a possible road. Insane. Yeah, you've literally played almost every single possible road game, and you still haven't figured it out. I just don't understand. Like you can't even say people always like attribute like the dumbest things to stuff like experience or role players stuff like that. But like truly, what is the reason? Like I truly cannot understand it. Like I love to analyze stuff about basketball. I love to talk with y'all, but like there's some things like that are beyond comprehension, beyond analysis, beyond like any reasoning. You know, some things just fucking happen, and it's been too long being bound to road. It's been too long. Confident for a blowout. Yeah, I think Game Seven versus Denver just helps ease me in so much right now. But again, they're gonna they're playing against such a good coach right now, Keegan. And here's the thing: like you're playing against a coach with nothing to lose right now. And Indiana's gonna throw any loss adjustment they have. Also, they're not gonna stick to the same game plan. They're gonna make adjustments. Also, they're gonna try to throw the thunder off guard. You're playing against a very very good playoff coach, probably the best playoff coach right now. So it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. That's all I can say. I keep saying it, but it's gonna be really tough. I have like 65% confidence right now, but yeah, thank God we're a good regular season team and always get home court advantage. It's kind of funny because like home court advantage has been meant so little in the playoffs, outside of the Thunder. Like if you look at the rest of the league, home court advantage has barely done shit. It's barely done anything. Like teams have been the same on and off the road. Um, it was like 55% win percentage at home, 45 on the road in the playoffs. And then you look at us; it's so drastic in terms of our offensive output. It doesn't really make any sense. They're like a big outlier in that way. Chet. Oh, I kind of forgot about it. I don't like talking about narratives and stuff, but yeah, this being the most boring finals ever, turning into a 7 game series is like so hilarious, man. Like NBA fans, like I feel like every single time they try to create a narrative, they always get proven wrong immediately. But that one was funny. I will say for the sake of not the sake of being a Thunder fan, but for the sake of being an NBA fan, I'm really happy this series is going seven. You know that's awesome. Like I felt like it's been a long time due. We haven't really had a good final series in so long. So like I'm happy like we're finally getting a good series. But I just wish like the I don't wish the Thunder would in it, but like I just wish I did have so much stake in it also. Hmm. Yeah, wish it was boring. I wish it was boring in our favor, but like at least like it's cool for the neutral fans, Like it's cool for the casuals, but yeah, I wish it was boring, bro. No, this series is better than 2019 probably. It's probably better than 2019. 2019 was really good, but like this one's gonna go seven, man. Like time flies so fast. Before we were the underdogs. Now we're the most hated team in the finals. Yeah, James Johnson got ejected. Let's see this. Is there not a video? All right, that's cool. Oh, I was about to say if that's actually him, that would be hilarious, but nah. Um, the key Sunday will be Okc-Ind course. So yeah, I really do wonder what they do with the starting lineup thing. I really do wonder what they do with the starting lineup stuff. I have no read on that. Hardenstein, Chet. It's gonna be weird, man. I feel like it's gonna be too hard to make like a drastic change. You also Kaysen hasn't been playing well this series. That's the only two lineups they've done. Like there's just no way. Like it just keeps going in my head. Like what if the wild card's just starting Joe and Wiggins? That's the only thing I can think of right now. What I don't understand is why the hell are the Thunder jerseys around town? Yeah, I don't know. I don't live in Oklahoma, but he gave Dylan a slap in the head. That's funny. That's funny, I guess. I think the skew of Rovers is mostly inexperienced. I know we had second round last week, but they feel immature. Yeah, I mean, I guess we can attribute to like inexperience, but like there's extents, like now I mean now they're deep in the playoffs, like we gotta understand like even teams that are experienced and go to like, for example, if you go to like 3 or 4 playoffs in a row, but you get first round and second round and second round and second round like a few times, that's as much experience as the Thunder right now, going all the way in the finals and going to second round last year. They played like 13, 14, 15 road playoff games like the last 2 years. Like I want to I know I understand why we always want to attribute to experience and stuff we grow out of, but like I don't know. Yeah, Shea game 7 like locking up like legendary status would be the dream, but oh shit, Ashley Donald. High risk, high reward. That's kind of how I'm viewing the game also, but I'm just really pissed at the Shea turnover stuff. It started early on. Like there's just so many dumb mistakes, man. Like we can look like outside of the team, mistakes that Dort made, mistakes that Chet made, but it all started with Shea just turning the ball over early on. He's the one who set that precedent. Like I just don't understand how he's overthinking against ball pressure this deep in the series, man. We're this deep into the series, and we're still making mistakes against ball pressure like this. We're still just forcing it into help or making jump passes, stuff like that. Um, all these dumb mistakes, man. Like it just pissed me off. Like if you're gonna play slow, if you're gonna play a slow pace like Shea, he's done it before, right? He's mastered playing at a slow pace, slowing the game down. And the Thunder have won games where like the offense is slow and there's not much to it but isolation ball. But things you have to be efficient with the ball. Like we watched the game 4 versus Dallas. Yes, the offense was slow. Yes, there wasn't many assists. Yes, the Thunder didn't have a great playmaking game, but they were able to stay efficient with the ball. You can't do both. The fact that you have a high turnover game while also like what do you call like lacking any playmaking. Like what are we doing, man? Like what are we doing? You can't have the worst of both worlds right now. Yeah, Fauché figured out in game 5 too. Yeah, Shea looks super comfortable in game 5 in terms of playmaking. Like that was one of his better playmaking games ever. Uh, completely dictated the flow of the game. Played fast. He was making like elite passes. Like like he'll draw on the second defender, kick it out. Like he had some crazy passes like Dort and J Dub on the wing. He allowed J Dub to also go off. Like he completely figured out in game 5, and this game is probably the worst. He probably had like a top 5 playmaking game of his career in game 5, maybe his worst playmaking game, back to back. And the jump passes are really annoying, man. The jump passes are really annoying. I'm trying to see if I can get the clip. There's the one clip I can just keep talking about because I can't forget about it. Yeah, we can see the clip now. So you can look 8 turnovers. I'm not gonna watch every one of them just for um. Oh shit. Um, I think it was the second one. I mean, like this is a dumb pass, but this is not the one I'm talking about, by the way. But like This is like a dumb pass by Shea. Like you've got to get something like over the top, like or like fake the pass. You know, you're literally just passing it through pressure right there. I don't understand what the hell he's looking at right there. I think it was this one. It might be this one. No, no, no. It might be this one. It might be this one. Yeah, it's this one. Okay. So Shea, this is the one I'm like literally like killing myself. Line is only 7.5 for game 7. Yeah, I think that's the lowest ever for the. Yeah, it keeps going down. Yeah, yeah. All right, so Kaysen sets a screen. Gets Nemhard out to play right. So great screen by Kaysen. You get to switch on McConnell, exactly what you want. So once you get the switch, you have to play fast, right? So pretty good spacing, pretty good spacing. Shea, when you drive for, you either have to get that kick out to Chet, you draw in second defender, or you obviously get find an angle to the rim. Obviously, pretty easy, pretty textbook play. Pascal shifts, Nemhard shifts. So right here, Neymar doesn't get all the way up. So this is a simple jump shot, right? This seems like a pretty simple jump shot. You know, over the top of McConnell. He's not even in your face. He's not even near you. He's not even swiping down. He's literally doing nothing. And instead of shooting the ball, he bails out. He bails out for like a pass, and it was not a bad pass. It's just like Kaysen should have caught it. Kaysen should have been aware. But like, why are we second guessing that? Why are we just not going to be confident there? Like, what are we doing here, Shay? Okay, so Case is in a different world right now, but like this one really killed me. Like this one really, like this is literally a shot that the Thunder are dying for you to take. Like the entire Thunder offense, like this is probably like one of the best shots you can get. You know, literally an over the top shot, a 5-6 foot, like a 7 foot mid range, over the top on McConnell, who's not even in your face, and you're telling me you pass out of that. Like, why are you second guessing that? Why are you second guessing that? That's literally like your shot. It's a shot you practice. That's a shot you take every single time and make it like a 67% clip. This type of short mid range shot, and you're passing out of here. Or like again, short case and should have caught it, sure, but like, oh, come on, Shay. You gotta be smarter than that. Yeah, TJ's literally like not even on balance, not even properly like set, and you're making that type of mistake. Like, let's be serious, man. RJ, I understand Wallace is open under the rim, but like when you make extra passes, when you make the extra decision, it's always like you're adding that extra layer of risk, right? If you already have a good shot, don't add that extra layer of risk. You know, a bad pass, them not being prepared, the defense recovering. There's like always extra risk involved by making that extra pass, and that's literally what happened there. And Kaysen was not even prepared because like, why would Kaysen be expecting a pass when Shay's literally about to rise up for 5 to 6 foot mid range? He's preparing to box out. Yeah, you just said it. Like they're not prepared for that to happen. All right. I'm probably gonna get off here. I know there's still like 50, 60 people in here, but I'm not. I'm kind of already out of the mood to talk about the game anymore. I'll make a video right now, like a 15, 20 minute video, just talking about the game in more simplistic terms. If you didn't watch the full stream, and just more organized thoughts, stuff like that. I always try to do that after a loss, since there's more to talk about. Um, The third quarter was horrible. Yeah, the offense to begin the third quarter was just completely dumb. Um, like they had such a good chance to like really cut into the game, but him passing out the post, where's the flare screen? Yeah, the Thunder's post offense as a whole, man. Like you've got to leverage something better. If Shea's gonna get doubled in the post, you've got to get an open shot. They just cannot. Uh, Anytime down the floor. Yeah, I'll steal all Sunday, man. Yeah, I'll make a. We got this, bro. Yeah, I spammed up. I believe in it. We got this. Yeah. So I'll make a video. I'll make a video right now. Like probably like 20, 30 minutes. I'll eat food. Make a video. Post that tonight. Um. Uh, do you guys want to stream like tomorrow or like Saturday or something? I don't really know. Like I don't know what to do for with the next 2, 3 days. Leading up to Game 7. Like I'm trying to think of like some content to do, but there's really nothing to say outside of. They gotta win the game. I'll probably stream on Saturday, probably just like one last time before Game 7. But I appreciate y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all for coming in here. Subscribe if you haven't already. Join the channel. Join the channel membership if you want. I'm gonna post draft content really soon on there. And just in general, I'll be posting draft content over the next few days. I might start right now, leading up to Game 7. Start like preparing some, post them later. Um, yeah, Game 7 Sunday, man. Kinda misery loves company. Yeah, yeah. I'll probably stream later then. All right, man. I'll see you.